Have you ever felt like the big boys in the industry are trying to squeeze you out of your market? I've heard this from numerous self-storage owners, and I want to give them the actions they can take to not only compete, but to beat the REITs. I thought to myself, why don't I just ask some of the most brilliantly successful giants in the world of self-storage and ask them what they're doing to compete in their local markets? And so, that's exactly what I did. I sent them the following message. Let's say you wake up one day and suddenly your self-storage business is surrounded by the REITs. I know you have lots of ideas, but now you need to focus on what I call your zone of genius. What is one strategy, one action that you're passionate about? It can be related to operations, marketing, sales, or revenue. Attendees of the summit are looking for not just what you do, but also how you do it. With all of our different speakers, collectively this summit will be presenting an amazing full circle of actions to help self-storage operators not only compete in the local market, but to dominate. So, are you ready to play? And with that message, the responses from these amazing storage minds have been flooding in and will be presented to you in the free Beat the REITs virtual summit. To claim your free ticket, go to beattheREIT.com. See you there. Hi everyone, this is Jim Ross in the Self Storage Show. We're going to do another segment of storage talk here. This is where I pull some questions from the ISS Talk forum and ask some other people that are in the storage industry. Today I got Scott Worden here from Call Potential. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Take a few minutes here off the top of the show here. Kind of tell us a little about yourself and Call Potential here.
Yeah. So I've been in the industry for about 6 years on the vendor side, and I've done hardware and software. I joined the Call Potential team about a year ago to promote our new CRM software.
Nice. Has it been that long?
Yes.
Call Potential's been around? Jeez.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
getting
actually, Call Potential's been around for 8 years now.
Okay. 8 years? Oh, gosh.
8 years.
All right. I know I'm getting old and I blink. I feel like it's been a couple of years ago. It's been 8.
Yeah.
All right. Enough of that. Oh. So anyway, with this kind of segment, I just again kind of just pulled a couple of random questions, and I think it might kind of up your alley, but we'll just I'll read them and we'll just riff a little bit here.
Sounds good.
I found one. Let me see if I can read here. There we go. All right. Says, I know that we should be following up with customers that call us looking for storage, but I don't want to be a nuisance. What's the best way to follow back up with people that have called us before? So it's essentially a good follow-up question. It's kind of a standard practice, or they just want to be a nuisance, but kind of curious on your thoughts there.
Absolutely. Well, we always feel that if somebody's taken the time to call you, then you owe it to them to follow up. And so, the first thing is to make sure you capture their information, name, phone number, email, and then just make sure that you're putting it into the property management software. So as long as you have their contact information, that would be number one. But then just start asking questions.
Yeah, let me interrupt real quick. Come on, kind of do a step by step. So do you have any kind of words of advice on getting that information up front?
I mean, it's really just a matter of asking questions. So, ask them if they're calling you, they're looking for something. And so if somebody says, well, I'm not going to give you that information, that's fine. To be rejected and said no, you're going to miss all opportunities if you don't even ask the question.
Yep. At least ask. You're probably familiar with, I do like my every call counts segments and all that, and all those, randomly call people and see what their presentations are like.
Mm-hmm.
I've yet to have an independent operator ask me information. It drives me crazy because, like you just said, we're calling, they're wanting information, so ask.
Yeah.
Like I said, it doesn't hurt to say no, but at least ask. And and it's no exaggeration, I've yet to have anyone ask my contact information to be able to follow back up with. It's just a lost lead as far as I'm concerned.
Right. It's a simple thing to do, but it's also something that we overlook because we make some assumptions sometimes that, they will call us back when they need us. Well, we don't know how many people they're calling. And so we want to make sure that if they're going to rent storage, we want them to rent from us.
Yep, exactly. And I always tell managers that take the time to actually listen to what I have to say sometimes, of just kind of putting on them that you're trying to give them value for, of course, they're calling you, but to say out as a matter of convenience, I'd love to get your, your cell or your email to send you the information that we just talked about, so that way you have it handy. And then you can either, add on, so that way you can take advantage of the movement special we talked about, something like that. Just put it in as far as we're trying to be convenient to you. Give us information, we'll send it to you so you have that information handy. Because they're calling a few different places,
Mhm.
and if you do that, man, you're going to stand out.
Well, just think about just, you know, in everybody's life, everything, life is busy. So sometimes you need reminders. You like reminders. You're seeing more and more businesses providing that. My doctors will send me a text.
Yep.
Get emails. So that is becoming more common practice. And like I said, if somebody doesn't want to provide that information, that's fine. But if I don't ask the question, I'm never going to get it.
Yep, exactly. So once you have the information, now what?
Yeah. So now just start asking some really simple questions. I mean, you want to know, how urgent are they? So when do you need it? Some simple questions like that. This will help you understand, when you need to follow up with them, and really how often. Even ask them, hey, if I haven't heard from you in a few days, do you mind if I give you a call? Just put the ball in their court so it doesn't sound like, you are going to be harassing them. Persistence does pay off. And so you'll get a lot of voicemails, you'll get no's,
Oh, yeah.
and that's okay. But if we're spending a lot of money on marketing, and we get, a follow-up call and they convert, that's a win.
Yep. Just curious, because I know you guys are so data focused on what's getting results. Do you have any kind of insight as far as what gets better results, as like text messages or emails?
Yes, I mean, so text messages are now, the percentages are going up pretty significantly.
Yeah.
We've always had metrics more on the payment side, and we're starting to see it, be about 33% now. Emails is still about 33, about that same. Phone calls, are getting less and less. It is becoming more difficult to get a hold of people. So, that's another great question to ask is, do you mind if we text?
Mm-hmm.
And so again, you got to think from the consumer's perspective that they're calling you for a reason, and don't think that you're intruding, if you ask the questions.
Nope, exactly. Like I said, it's one of the great thing about storage is it's not like we have to. We're not cold calling people to talk them into getting storage. They're calling us. We were providing a service, so you can give as many tools as possible and way of communication, the better.
Yeah,
And I kind of baited you on that one because I knew the answer. But texting is so. I don't think there's any comparison as far as response rates when it comes
correct.
to texting people. And
Yeah,
just look at your own behavior. I mean, people call you now, and you're like, what are you calling me for? Text me. It's like
yeah.
that's almost just kind of the communication's going now. So yeah, if you can get a cell number and then ask for permission to be able to text them,
Mhm.
obviously, that's gold.
Yeah.
If you can get that, and then it helps with the follow-up process and everything else kind of falls in line after that. Well, good. Well, we got time. Cool. Let's move on to number 2. You ready?
Okay. Yep.
All right. What else do I got here? Okay. Oh, collections. This might kind of dovetail what we were already talking about. So I hate collections, don't we all? It seems like a major part of my job as a storage manager is trying to get people to pay their bill. How are you guys getting people to pay? Phone calls, text, emails. I'm even tempted to go knocking on some doors. Yeah, don't do that. But yeah, we'll get into that. So yeah, collections. What's
Yeah.
your thoughts on some good collections procedures?
Well, I mean, I think it's an uncomfortable conversation to have, when you're calling people. And so, I mean, there could be all sorts of different situations happening. In the end of the day, the manager just wants to know, I want your money. You owe us, and so I don't want to understand all the reasons why you can't pay. I just need to have it pay and then move on. And so those are uncomfortable conversations. Um, Again, if you do some sort of a mix of sending out communications, text, emails, and phone calls, that mixture, you start to see the success rate increase. Our company provides recorded calls. And so the recording calls, um, they can be friendly reminders. We want to make sure that you have the opportunity to pay, and then to be able to provide them a 24/7 pay by phone system. So, they can also go, obviously people can go to their website, but when you go to the website, you've got to now, log in.
Yeah.
um, you know, because we work with so many other vendors, we're able to send out links that will give them a one click. And so it's already validated. That is the person on record. So the phone number, the email that's going out, they can make their payments. And so just kind of avoiding the conversation piece with manager or engaging that later on in the process
Yeah.
makes it much easier. If you've sent out multiple communications, we get close to lien status, and then you have your conversation, you've got some backup and say, we've been trying to reach you. We've been trying, and you haven't been responsive. You haven't made your payments. Those conversations now are less, but it's also more critical. And so we see the digital side really being valuable.
Yeah. I mean, I remember back in my day when I was a storage manager, and I probably should have done it. But I was like, 10 o'clock at night, I was going through my list and calling because that's when people would actually answer the phone and stuff like that. If I had the automation back then, what we have now, I'd be all over that because it's getting more efficient. It's just as far as like the timelines of when it's calling and sending things out. And you said it was like an automated message kind of a thing that goes out, so it's not the manager having to deal with excuses.
Yeah. So exactly, and
Yeah.
it just gives them the ability to make their payment without having to talk to the store. And so,
See, I like that because I mean, put yourself in the customer's position. I mean, the person that's listening to this and all the one that got asked that question, whoever's listening to this, just take a moment and put yourself in that position of getting the collection call. I've been there. Hate to say it, but yep, I've been on those kind of calls before, and it's kind of shaming, quite frankly, when you're getting a call like that and having to deal with a customer or deal with that someone that's calling for you for money, and then here come the excuses and things like that. I think when it's automated like that, some kind of system, it takes the pressure off a little bit. But I bet you get a lot more good, better response rate of people paying,
yes,
quite frankly.
you get money quicker.
Yeah.
You're able to do it pretty quickly. So you're deploying it. So when you're automating that whole process and you're deploying it in a very quick manner, that is saving a lot of time. The conversations, again, if you're having a conversation with somebody that's past due, sometimes you feel like they're your friend, and
Yeah.
so you feel guilty. You don't want to have somebody feel guilty. You want to be able to give them the opportunity, um, again, to make their payment. And you want your manager really to focus on the real important things, which is to rent units. You got to sell. You don't want to have to take the time to be able to do that. So, that's something we can do to take it off their plate.
No, and I think that's kind of the bottom line is just taking yourself out of the equation as a manager and having that process automated. Now, again, you're still there. You're going to be, helping out in the process, but I just think it's so much more beneficial if the technology is there and automation is there to help you with
Mhm.
collections. Take go run with it, get some more information, which is a perfect segue. So, hey, give us more information. If people want to get some more information on what Call Potential does and provide this kind of service, how do they reach out to you?
Yeah, you bet. And so, Call Potential, our website is callpotential.com. So CALLPOTENTAL. So sorry about that. Call Potential.
I'll put it
Uh,
up there. We'll follow the bouncing ball as we're reading it.
uh, and then also, certainly you can reach out to me as well. My phone number, you can reach me 24/7 pretty much. Text me, 602-206-8389. And then Scott at callpotential.com.
Cool. Well, good. Well, thanks for taking the time and going through some of these questions here, Scott.
Yes, thank you, Jim. I really appreciate you having me.
Yeah,
Enjoy the rest of your day.
you too. You're always such a good support with everything we've been throwing around here with the round tables and doing this and the virtual summits. So I always appreciate it, man.
No, I, again, enjoy working with you.
All right. Talk to you
All
later.
right, take
Yeah.
care. Bye.
Bye.